Thanks for taking the time to check out Mosaic. In this video, I'm going to show you how to quickly pull a due diligence list in just a few minutes. We're in crunch time, so let's get started. The first thing I'll do is create a new analysis using Canvas. We'll go ahead and call this Series B, as it's modeled after a pretty traditional list we get from our customers prior to their fundraise. We'll save it to personal space just so we can edit for now. The canvas is a part dashboard, part document. It allows me to edit text or create graphs. I'll go ahead and copy paste over the list that we got and turn this into a checklist so we can easily track as we complete each item. As you can see, there's a series of revenue questions here, along with information about our customers, our total count, and how we're retaining them over time. There are also some sales pipeline metrics and headcount, which is one of the most expensive costs for any startup. So now that I have my list, I can actually get started with these. With just a few keystrokes, I'm going to go ahead and pull up my metrics catalog. In this case, I can look at KPIs, charts, or even a table. For now, I'm going to pull up charts and add these all sequentially. The metrics catalog automatically calculates several of the key SaaS metrics so that you don't have to spend time doing that. All you have to do is search. In this case, let's look for ARR. Let's add ARR changes to see if there were any new upgrades, downgrades, or if anybody churned. Let's go ahead and also add customer count. Oops. Customer count. That gives us some totals there of how many are in our database. We're going to also add bookings under annual contract. Perfect. Let's also add some revenue retention and some cohort data. So we'll look at logo retention, and we'll filter by product line in just a bit. Cohort percent retention. And we'll also add sales metrics, which are pulling directly from our CRM, in this case, Salesforce. We'll look at cumulative pipeline. And last but not least, headcount. Headcount's pulling from our HRIS system directly in real time as well. Let's add that, and then we'll break down by department in just a bit. Awesome. As soon as I click confirm, metrics will start populating onto my canvas. And I'll have all the charts that are almost ready to present. Let's check. Quarterly ARR by customer. It looks like we're missing our waterfall. So let's go ahead, populate the metrics catalog again, and search for ARR one more time. There we go. I'm going to want to do a couple things here. We're going to go ahead and swap this to a table and also add the account name. So now this breaks down my ARR by all the customers that I have in the system and the revenue that's being contributed on a monthly basis. The other thing you can do is drag and drop. So I can just move the charts around on my canvas to make sure that everything's in the right place. And in this case, we can avoid that long scroll. Perfect. All the charts are loaded with all revenue, customer, retention, pipeline, and headcount metrics. The next thing I'm going to want to do is click on the global parameters and make sure that my date range is correct, current last 12 months, and that this is applied to all the charts that are on my canvas, which is the case right now. Click apply, and that'll refresh all the charts. Awesome. So now we've got all our metrics included on the canvas. Now it's time to tell a bit of a story. So for ARR, this is not that useful. Let's go ahead and add an attribute. We'll add product line because we've launched a few over the past few months. And we want to see them in isolation. And the other thing we want to see is, let's configure this to add a few labels. So we'll show total labels and growth rates. Perfect. We'll do the same as we go down for a few other charts. For the customer count, we probably don't want them by year. Let's remove that attribute for now. And let's shift all the charts to quarterly as well before we forget. That way we have the right timestamp. There we go. Perfect. On the customer count side, let's go back to this one and configure it again. I think it's better to see it with a line chart. And we can also add labels. This will be much easier to see how our customers have grown over time. On the bookings front, we can also add some labels. There we go. And we can see the totals pretty easily. Logo retention, probably better to see it by product line. That way we see how we're retaining folks across our products. And then on cohort percent retention, I would swap this to a table, make it a little bit easier to digest. And now we can see our retention of those cohorts by those quarters. And last but not least, let's add totals right there. Perfect. And now we can see how our headcount has grown over time. That's it. Easy. Let's check these off. We've added all our metrics onto our canvas. Last thing we need is quarterly P&L. So let's go ahead and save this. And now we can navigate to financial statements, where you'll be able to see the income statement, the balance sheet, and cash flow. Because we want to see this quarterly, we can go ahead and click quarter, and we'll see our 2020 totals as well as the running totals for FY21. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, reach out anytime.